Hi everyone, welcome to another session. In this session, we will discuss about frameworks. We will discuss briefly about CISSP, but we will also record separate session on CISSP where we might spend 5 to 10 minutes to understand about CISSP framework. But in this particular video, our main focus will be security control framework and risk framework. Let's discuss about security control framework. So if we talk about security control framework, that means how. So we need to keep in mind how, and risk framework why. So these two words we need to keep in mind uh, when it comes to security control frameworks. Then how um, how we implement or how we pro- protect our information system using specific technical and operational controls. So that means security control framework is a prescriptive guide, right? It tells us how to protect information system using specific technical and operational control. So that is important to understand. Provide a prescriptive set of cybersecurity safeguards and best practices to protect an organization valuable asset. Uh, and it helps in implementing the risk management strategy. So let us understand real world example. Imagine you are opening a new office building. You already know the risk, theft, for instance, fire, data breach. A security control framework is like a construction manual that tells you use AES 256 for encryption, set up a firewall on the perimeter, implement multi-factor authentication, ensure security patches are applied within, let's say, within 30 days or within 2 months, whatever it is. And there are popular security control frameworks which help us to implement or to safeguard our asset. For instance, the most famous security control frameworks are NIST SP 853, iOS 27 27001, a CIS control PCI DSS. So, so security control framework, how we protect our asset, which specific controls are used in order to protect our asset. So now if we talk about risk framework is why. A risk framework help us to figure out what threats exist, how likely they are, and what is impact. So as we know, when we do risk assessment, then we mainly focus what threats are out there and how often they can occur, and if they occur, what could be the potential impact. And it guides your decision making process before applying any specific control. Because when we do risk assessment and when we identify a threats and we identify how often they might occur and what could be the potential impact, that help us to make a decision. It guides your decision making process before applying any specific control. So before knowing a risk about your asset, um, it's almost impossible to decide about specific controls. So real world example, let's consider cloud migration. You first want to know what are the risks while migrating, right? From on-prem, for instance, to cloud. What could go wrong? right? So these are the basic questions you need to ask. What is the potential impact if something fails while migrating, whatever it is, migrating data, migrating uh, anything, when it, let's say you are migrating your customers from on-prem to cloud, so their customers data, so that needs to be assessed before um, before initiating uh, that migration. So popular, this is a risk assessment, and risk framework guides you on how to perform this systematically. Popular risk framework, as we all know, NIST, RMF, Risk Management Framework, ISO 27005, and COSO, FAIR, I think, Factor Analysis of Information Risk Octave. Okay, so now we have understood the difference between security control framework and risk framework. So now the question is, where does SEBSA fit in these two areas, right? SEBSA is a security architecture. It is unique because it spans it's both a risk framework and a control framework. It starts from a business goals and works towards to determine security requirements, right? So it asks, what are we trying to protect? Where, why are we protecting it? What are the business driver, and what controls supports these goals? So business, our goal should be aligned with business, right? So again, what we are trying to protect, what kind of asset, the value of asset, and why we are protecting it. Why, if it, when we say why we are protecting it, then we need to consider the value of that particular asset, and what are the business drivers, what control supports those goals. So what controls need to be implemented in order to protect that particular asset. Real world example, SEBSA use case, for instance, a hospital is, let's say, putting patient record together. SEBSA helps define business goal, protect patient privacy, ensure compliance, that is our business goal, and identify risk, unauthorized access, data loss. And then we need to decide, implement controls, access controls, audit logs, and encryptions. In short, risk frameworks, why and what should we secure, and control frameworks, security control frameworks, how should we secure it. And SABSA, a full method to link between both business goals and technical implementation controls. So align, SABSA is align security with business goal and fits in both areas. So that's quick discussion about SEPSA and security control framework and risk framework. Understanding about these two topics is very important for the CISSP exam. Thank you so much for watching this video. Any feedback, question, please share in the comment section.